So, at Ibrox, Rangers are leading. A goal 4 minutes from half-time from Alan McLaren. Goal attempts, few and far between. 7 in total, 4 of them to Celtic. Each on target twice, and not a booking in sight from a lively, shall we say, first half. And what about that for action areas? Possession 55% to Celtic, who trail by a goal to nil. Rangers against Celtic from Ibrox, first up this afternoon, but following that with Leeds United against Everton from Elland Road. But Andy, what do you make of the Paul Gascoigne show?
He's enjoyed it. I've enjoyed him. I think he's been there right at the centre of everything, Richard, since the first whistle. And Rangers will be pretty thankful, I think, that Paul Gascoigne's been in the mood that he's been in. He's been at the hub of everything good that they've created. And there hasn't been a lot of good creative football. Both defences have looked pretty solid. Celtic have had an awful lot of possession, as our figures showed, but really haven't looked good enough to break down this three-man central barrier that Rangers have played with all season. They've just stuttered a little bit in front, about 30 yards from goal. They've seemed to run out of ideas. Now it might mean that Tommy Burns will make a change, bring in one of his tricky wingers, like little Brian McLaughlin. He's got a little trick, might do something special, something different. They're a little bit predictable now. And Rangers, after 20 minutes, I thought began to grow, and Gascoigne's influence became apparent after that. And it was absolutely no surprise that if Rangers scored, that it would be the result of a Paul Gascoigne either pass or cross.
What a free kick, eh?
It's so difficult to deal with. I mean, Billy McNeil mentioned that John Hughes might have done better. I don't think he could have done any better as a centre-back. The difficulty for Hughes is the ball's dipping, and McLaren's in front of him. So he's always going to be favourite. It's almost like a near-post corner, this delivery, Richard. And all you're hoping for when you take a corner is a little flick. Just slightest touch is all you want on the ball. And if you look at that, it is only the slightest touch. So it's delivered like a near-post corner. Alan McLaren's got a great position. He just helps it on. The goals don't move, that famous old saying, the goals don't move, and Rangers find themselves one up. And
when you're looking at the possession, do they deserve to be one up, Rangers?
They've looked the most dangerous side, I think. Although they haven't had as much possession as Celtic, when they have had it, with Gascoigne and with Laudrup in particular, they've looked as if they've got two players who can do it, as I said, do something different, do something special. Celtic have been a little bit too predictable. Down the wide, they've lacked a little, particularly on the right-hand side, and that's why I think they might make a change, do something different. What I think the goal has done, it's lit up the game, and I think the second half will be a lot different than the first.
No bookings. Can you believe that?
No, I mean I can in a Scottish match, Richard, but I think
it's nice to see.
Yeah, I mean they know up there it's going to be competitive. There's going to be tackles flying in. Now, you can bet your life had this game been south of the border, we'd be looking at least, I think, 6 or 7 bookings in the match. There's been no bookings in the match. Has anyone got any complaints about it?
I certainly haven't. It's been fantastic, hasn't it? And Rangers lead by a goal to nil. Alan McLaren. The difference between the two sides at the moment, 4 minutes from half-time. Celtic have to do what? And fast.
Well, they've got to pick up the game, and they've got to look at ways of exposing Rangers a bit more. I don't know if the substitution might help them. Craig Moore, they've lost at the right side, and that may upset Rangers a little bit. But Celtic have got to look for someone to create something. John Collins and McStay in particular. Those are the two most creative players, and those are the two they'll be looking at to create something for them second half.
More from Ibrox after the break, a game that was being billed as a title decider. Rangers shaded at the moment. Coming later, of course, Leeds against Everton, but it's Ibrox again next.
Tonight on Sky One.
I'm being indicted.
At 6, the Simpsons are on the run, and they're...
We're going in circles.
On the wrong side of town.
I didn't plan on getting lost. Big spender.
Is Brandon on the winner?
I don't like what I see.
Beverly Hills 90210.
Hold on.
At 8, they're off course.
Battle station.
Voyager. Another time, another place.
And...
For the Highlander at 9. Tonight's viewing on Sky One.
Now, the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full, I've traveled each and every highway.
for your £11,455. The Primera Precision.
Hamed, Bruno, Collins, Ben, and more. Please rise for the Lords of the Ring. To buy on video now.
Last year, this man convinced over 30,000 of you to part with your money. £100 million has already passed through his company's accounts. He promised to help you avoid paying tax. He promised not to take any commission. And with no salesman and low charges, he's done exactly what he promised. He is the chairman of Virgin Direct. To find out how you can invest in one of our PEPs, call 0345 959595 now. Virgin Direct, straight down the line.
All week long, the real sports fan just can't resist watching Sky Sports. Because tomorrow, Newcastle face West Ham in a game they must win to stay in the title race. And on Wednesday, Liverpool and Leeds meet again in the FA Cup. And because on Thursday, a USPGA Classic tees off in New Orleans. While on Saturday, the Pilkington Cup semi-final pits 2nd Division London Irish against Leicester. And because on Sunday, another crucial Premiership match sees Man United versus Tottenham. So just business as usual next week on Sky Sports.
Ibrox Stadium, Rangers 1, Celtic 0 at the end of a lively 45 minutes. Alan McLaren's goal separating the teams, Andy.
And it looks like it's McLaughlin, it is, Richard. I thought they might change it. I felt they had to. And it's no surprise that Tommy Burns knows that he needs to take something from this game. And I thought they were a little bit predictable. You know, if there was one thing that maybe they could have been here, they might have been a little bit deep when they were defending the free kick, Richard. But once it's been delivered and it's coming in like that, you can see the problem that Hughes has, because it's dipping in front of him. He's got absolutely no chance, and neither has Gordon Marshall. Probably the only place that Alan McLaren could have scored was where he actually put the header.
Not too many targets for Gascoigne either, were there? McLaren and McCoy's behind him, that was it.
Rangers have not overcommitted at all in the first half. They've been quite happy to soak up the pressure and say to Celtic, listen, if you want the 3 points badly enough, come and show us if you can beat us. At the moment, they haven't showed anything to suggest that they can break Rangers down. But I did say they were a little predictable. They needed someone who's got a bit of flair. Little Brian McLaughlin has that flair. Now the thing is, can they get the ball to him, and can he test them? Because at the moment, Rangers are comfortable at the back.
And there is Paul Gascoigne, who we've thoroughly enjoyed watching for 45 minutes. Terry Venables amongst a big crowd at Ibrox today. Running an eye over Gascoigne for Euro 96. Let's rejoin Billy McNeil and Rob Hawthorne.
And the first thing to tell you is that Celtic have made a change at half-time. John Collins, after his first match back following a groin problem, has been taken off, and Brian McLaughlin comes on to take his place, as he did in the 2 matches that John Collins had previously missed before this. Celtic then with it all to do and getting the second half underway. Rangers know that if they hang on here and win this match, despite all their pre-match protests that this game wouldn't be a title decider, there'll be an awful lot of work for Celtic to do to catch them up if they open up a 6-point gap. So plenty of incentive for Celtic in their reshuffled lineup. And this is Boyd. McLaughlin came short towards Boyd, hoping to get his first touch of the second half. He's advanced now towards the edge of the penalty area. This is McNamara. has come off Miller for the throw-in.
You know, Rob, I think that Tommy Burns will be making that change to be a bit more positive and to hope that he could see Brian McLaughlin run against Gordon Jury, but Rangers have countered that. They've switched Jury to the other side of the field and brought Alec Cleland across here.
McNamara hits it against Jury. And it's McNamara with the throw-in. McLaughlin has gone across to that side now. No free kick given. It's a throw-in. And now the free kick has been given against Celtic. You could see from the moment that this match began how Paul Gascoigne was fired up for it. That competitive aggressiveness of his, wanting to turn on the right sort of display for his watching England coach Terry Venables, and he's been involved in the crucial moment so far with a free kick that Alan McLaren headed in to give Rangers their lead. Here's McCoist. Gordon Jury. Miller! Some goal that would have been.
It was a real positive run by Gordon Jury, right at the heart of the Celtic defence. And Charlie Miller does so well there to control it, and just off target, but certainly a real let-off for Celtic in many ways.
Marshall vastly relieved to see that one from Miller go wide. Jury who set it up, and Laudrup is offside. But in the meantime, of more concern was the challenge in the build-up on Ali McCoist. It's left him needing treatment. Another good break that from Rangers, who started the second half very positively with Jury linking in.
Well, the substitution has certainly given them a more positive look. You know, taking off Craig Moore, who's a more defensive player, bringing on Gordon Jury, they're always going to have that ability to break forward more positively. And certainly they've looked eager for it since the start of the second half.
McLaughlin finally getting into it. Hughes. Tommy Boyd. McNamara wants it. Service is provided. This is Tom. And Gascoigne is pushing his luck, and he's pushed it too far this time. First booking of the match.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a rash challenge. He's never going to get connection with the ball, but he certainly made connection with the player, and really he's been courting danger, and I don't think that the referee had any other course of action to take than to book him.
It's a challenge on Tom by Paul Gascoigne that produces the first portion of the game. It's a very fine line, really, isn't there, between competitiveness and aggression. Gascoigne has strode the boundary.
He's not a natural tackler, is he? And when you do that type of thing, you're always liable to get yourself in trouble.
Almost in trouble there through O'Donnell, but the crowd of Rangers players blocking the shot. Boyd. Tom. And Gascoigne, there's still no holding back. Even though he's walking a bit of a tightrope now. Rangers have won the throw. Paul Gascoigne, using his silky skills to defy Tom and Van Hooijdonk. Rangers almost under more pressure though until Brown cleared. Strange ball back from McLaren that put John Brown under real pressure. Here's McNamara. McLaughlin going for it. McCall with a clearance. This is McKinley. And the poist bustling McKinley off the ball. And McKinley's furious because he thought he should have had a corner.
I think even Tosh McKinley would concede there it was good defending by Alan McCoist, and Rangers have worked very well as a team today. You know, whenever they've been under pressure, there's been no lack of blue jerseys round there to try and sort the danger out.
Gascoigne. Foul on him this time by Grant. Here's Laudrup. Given away to Tom. Van Hooijdonk. Burst on here from O'Donnell. Tom's in the middle if he can find him. Good work from Alan McLaren. Holds up Celtic for the time being. There could still be a danger from the corner, particularly with Van Hooijdonk waiting at the edge of the 6-yard box. But it was an awkward one as it went spinning off Brown's head. And Gorham really had to keep his eye on it.
Andy Gorham starts the company here, but he sees it's going to be difficult. He stays away from it. At the end of the day, takes all the heat out of the situation. But just there was a little second or two there where it looked tricky for Rangers.
McLaughlin. Caught by Petric. Celtic very busy trying to pull themselves back into the game. McLaughlin weaves away from Gascoigne, then hits it against Alex Cleland. All credit to Celtic after that scare provided by Charlie Miller. They've come out a lot more purposeful. With a throw in now off McCall. And it comes off Boyd for the throw in. Boyd. Gascoigne up with Grant. McStay trying to play behind the Rangers defence. Petric, I think, was expecting Gorham to come for that.
I think he might well have been entitled there, but at the end of the day, they broke up the situation again.
Here's Boyd. Looking for Van Hooijdonk. And it was just beyond his reach.
It's a nice ball into the middle, and Van Hooijdonk in there again, but John Brown just shepherded him away, and there was never really any danger after that, but a little bit better timing might have caused a problem.
Crowd volume levels around Ibrox rise again. Celtic supporters lifted by this good spell of pressure, looking to release McLaughlin here. And Cleland holds him off. Brown saved the corner, but Celtic have won it back well. Header away by McCall. This is Grant. And it's Cleland this time in the way. Rangers defending in depth, only McCoist and Laudrup forward. And McCoist turns away from Hughes. Now Cleland is supporting the attack. They've got to stay onside here. McCoist had to go through on his own. He was pulled to the ground by McNamara. And what does the referee do with Jackie McNamara? It's a yellow card.
McCoist does so well. He holds the ball up. He knows there's not a lot of support. I think he might well have seen that, but he noticed Laudrup going offside to go himself. And, you know, Jackie McNamara might just be that little bit fortunate that the referee judged he wasn't the last defender. But great play by McCoist. And, you know, it's a difficult time for Celtic because they've got to push forward and they're leaving those one or two little gaps at the back.
Gascoigne's already done some damage with one free kick. And this looks to be within his range. It's Gascoigne again. Not so harmful to Celtic this time. And Jackie McNamara may reflect how fortunate he is to stay on the field, because McCoist was certainly looking for the goal-scoring opportunity. Can afford to have a little laugh and a joke about it now, but he knew that he had to take that situation on board himself because the two players ahead of him were both offside. Here's Van Hooijdonk. Three Celtic players in the box. Petric had to reach up for the header. And the clearance was by Brown.
Celtic are certainly pushing now, but there's been one or two little signs that they're starting to threaten that positive back division of Rangers, but at the moment, they have worked very hard. McLaren, Petric and Brown have really worked for the money today.
Boyd. Tom couldn't get it beyond Gascoigne. Well, the referee had blown for the foul there on Paul McStay, and Celtic may have been looking for the advantage to be played.
Yeah, I think they might well have been entitled to look for that advantage, but you know, offside with the referee, he's handled it, he's taken a lot of the tension out of the game, and who can complain?
And from next season, he'll be able to see if the advantage accrues before deciding whether or not to bring it back for a free kick. It is a Celtic free kick, and Paul McStay will choreograph things. Straight into Rangers territory. Powerful header away it was by Petric. And this is Gascoigne. Fury trying to rescue it in vain from Gascoigne's ball. Andreas Tom. Here's McNamara. Grant's gone outside him. McNamara looking for goal. But not too close at all. McNamara has scored one goal this season. In the match against Hibernian. It didn't really trouble Gorham with that last effort. Boyd. The Rangers' defensive resilience needs testing from Celtic, and the way the possession's going, they have certainly had enough of the ball to give Rangers a stern examination. But Rangers have the best scoring record and the best defensive record in the Premier League. So it won't be easy by any stretch of the imagination to break through a defence that's conceded just 16 goals in the league this season. Touch from Van Hooijdonk. Even without Richard Goff, McLaren is playing so well.
I think Celtic have had an upsurge in the second half, but they're still playing a lot of their football in front of Rangers defence, and I honestly do think they might have to try and get the ball forward that little bit quicker, because by playing so many passes at the back and in midfield, they're allowing the Rangers to get round behind the ball, and Rangers are giving them that space in front of them.
Here's McKinley. McLaughlin teasing his way through. With a big 6'5" striker like Van Hooijdonk in the Celtic lineup, you'd expect them to be playing it forward long and high, but he likes it played to feet, doesn't he?
He wants it played into his feet, and I think they've got to try and do that. Push him as far forward as they can, knock it in his feet, and allow the support to come from midfield areas, because, you know, at the moment, as I say, that they're not really disturbing unduly that Rangers back division.
Here's Tom. Clearance by McLaren. Van Hooijdonk was expressing confident noises about getting the better of a Rangers defence minus Richard Gough. He said he didn't expect to be monitored that closely for the entire 90 minutes, but so far he hasn't had a real sniff. Laudrup to Gascoigne. And Gascoigne might try and go it alone. Grant. Petric in the way. This is Hughes. McStay. Space here for Grant. Across from McKinley. Van Hooijdonk. First opportunity he's had to attack a cross of that sort.
It's one of the first good crosses that he's had in that box that he can go and attack. It's just the right height for him. I really think that he should have hit the target with that one, because it was a good area for him to hit, and he had lost his defender.
He scored in the 3-3 draw at Ibrox between the sides earlier in the season, the only occasion on the 4 previous meetings when Celtic have breached the Rangers' defence. Tom and Collins were also on target for Celtic that day. Free kick given against Laudrup. Taken to McKinley. McLaughlin. It's McKinley's cross. Van Hooijdonk coming in again. McLaren's header away that time. Here's McNamara. Good spell of pressure from Celtic. And closer all the time to providing the sort of service that Van Hooijdonk, who's clearly the danger man, wants.
Well, certainly Tosh McKinley's got himself into good position, and he's sent good balls into the middle, coming away from the goalkeeper to allow Van Hooijdonk to go in there and attack.
McKinley again. And this time, Tosh McKinley has won the corner. Hughes will be a threat like Van Hooijdonk from the corner. Rangers of the old firm trying to hold firm here against Celtic. And it was Hughes who came in as it flies over the bar. Well, Celtic will be really disappointed that they haven't turned that into a goal.
No, that's right, they have had that possession, but, you know, and while they've brought it that little bit forward, they still haven't unlocked that central trio. McLaren, Petric, Brown have been very good, and really Celtic's got to look for some little bit of inspirational play to get them a breakthrough.
Boyd. Every time he's been involved, it's been to set off an attack. McLaughlin. McNamara. over Van Hooydonk's head and turned away by Petric. The pressure from Celtic is unrelenting, but Rangers are holding on. Tom. McLaughlin. McNamara's attempted cross coming off Miller.